Astra Urtyp.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. The sun is over the yard arm, which means it's time for a beer, and I have got a bottle of Astra Urtyp. Now, first of all, Urtyp translates from German into archetype, or a typical example. And I don't know what this is a typical example of, but that's what they've called it. I've never heard of this beer before. And so one of my mates sent me an absolutely filthy image on WhatsApp of two birds doing something with a bottle of this. And I homed in on the beer. I wanted to see what bottle they were using, and it was one of these, and I've never heard of it before. So yeah, that's how I found out about it. Draw your own conclusions to that, but yeah. So now I'm here with a bottle of Astra Urtyp. Believe me, I am not going to be doing what them birds were doing. Anyway, enough about birds and bottles. Say this is from the Astra Brewery, who I think there's conflicting information. One says it's owned by Carlsberg, another one says it's owned by the Rothaus or the Red House Brewery from the Black Forest. If it's owned by the Rothaus Brewery, they're really good. They are, in fact, they're better than really good. They're fantastic. They do some cracking beers, and if they've got anything to do with this, this is going to be really good. If it's anything to do with Carlsberg, then draw your own conclusions. I don't even know what it is. I think it's some sort of Pilsner. There is what's on the front of it, almost like a tattoo type thing. And there's the cap. Cap's pretty cool. Lower on an anchor. Sort of old school tattoo type things. Anyway, let's check this bottle out and let's see what's happening. Right, this is a 330ml bottle. This is a 4.9% beer. I don't know what's going on here because it's got. This is from Hamburg. It's saying it's from the St. Pauli Brewery in Bavaria. I don't know, but the ingredients are water. Malted barley, malted barley and hops. Not much else to go on that, unfortunately. I will put in a description where this has come from, what the proper brewery is on this. So let's get it open and let's see what's going on in the bottle. Right, let's get it open. See what is going on. There is one for the collection. On the nose, out the bottle. Slightly acidic sourness to it, and a bit of lemon citrus. Now, I've been looking up the brewery, and it says it was the St. Pauli Brewery. That doesn't exist anymore, but it's got St. Pauli written on the side of it. And that brewery was bought out by Carlsberg, and they owned Holsten as well. So, and they're two Hamburg breweries. So it's looking more and more like this is brewed by Holsten. And the smell, to me, smells like a beer that Carlsberg would brew. It hasn't got them lovely Munich type malts, Pilsner malts, that you get from Bavarian Pilsners and lagers. Right, there it is in a glass. Straw colour, dissipating one finger head, fair bit of carbonation. On the nose, out of the glass. Yeah, it smells like a cheapish lager. And I'd imagine if what them birds were doing with it, you wouldn't do that with expensive lager. Anyway, let's get it down the hatch and see what it tastes like. cheers, or Prost, as they say in German. It's okay. Doesn't really stand out. Reminds me a lot of the Holsten Pils, and I'm wondering whether it's just Holsten Pils in another bottle, because it's all Carlsberg, isn't it? So I don't know whether that'd be unheard of or not, but it does remind me a lot of the sort of Holsten Pils. Very boring, run-of-the-mill, macro brewed lager. There's a bready aftertaste on that, but not in a nice way. It just tastes like a cheap lager, something you get from around the corner. Don't get me wrong, it's not doing any harm. There's nothing in there making me want to, throw it away. But it's very average, very boring. I imagine it's quite cheap as well. Yeah. So it's just a very, very average lager. Yeah, doesn't do anything amazing, and it doesn't do anything, obnoxious. It's just there. Usual bit of lemon citrus, bready lager malt. Yeah, sort of stuff you get from around the corner in the newsagent for £1 a can. As I say, it's just reminded me of the the Holsten Pils. Very similar. It's saying it's just got them ingredients, but yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I think the Holsten Pils is slightly sweeter because they add sugar to it over here, but it's much of a muchness really. Mouthfeel is quite just average, boring, average. So what's the verdict? Well, as I say, not really doing massive amounts for me. Does what it says on the bottle. I'd give it a 5 out of 10. It's just right bang in the middle. Not doing anything good, not doing anything bad. So yeah, 5 out of 10. Would I recommend it? If you get these for £1 a bottle, remember it's half a pint, then you'd have to weigh it up, because if you bought a 330ml of Stella, you wouldn't really be, miles apart in the flavour stakes. It's reminds me of a typical Carlsberg beer, just the usual caper that they do, run of the mill, boring. So there you go. That is Astra Urtyp. And if you ever come across that picture that I came across, no, I didn't come across it literally, but it was sent to me, you'll see that they're carrying a crate of it. And remember, beer is working class champagne.